Hello everyone. In our module 3 we were discussing about the entrepreneurship development, where we have understood different concepts related to entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. Now in module 4 we are going to understand about family businesses and idea generation and business opportunities. Okay, let us quickly go through the contents. So the contents what we have are related to family businesses and business opportunity and idea generation. In family business, what we have is introduction, role and importance of family businesses, contributions of family businesses in India, stages of development of family businesses, and then characteristics of family owned businesses in India and various types of family businesses. And when it comes to business opportunity and idea generation, we have when is an idea an opportunity, that is we are going to understand about idea and opportunity, and then how to generate business ideas. After that, how to identify a business opportunity, what are the different methods available for that. Then what defines a good business opportunity. Based on some criteria we are going to decide whether it is a good business opportunity or not. And finally we are going to understand about project analysis. Okay, so let us go through the family business concepts. So we can define family business in number of ways. As you can see, there are 5 ways listed over here. In that, the first one is there is management or ownership control by direct descendants of the founders. So you can consider an example. There will be a founder and direct descendants, that is his family members will be owning the business after his death or he retires from the business or service. Okay, then his family members who are direct descendants can own the business or they can have the control over the business. Another important one we can think of is the fourth one, which is high percentage of share capital is owned by family member either jointly or individually. Okay, here the family business might not be completely controlled by the descendants or younger generations of the same family, but they might be having higher capital share in the particular business. In that way also the business can be called as a family business if some particular family is having larger share in the organization. Then we can consider another one, that is second, a number of generations of the same family are involved in management or ownership. This is similar to the first one, right? Here you can see number of generations. So generation after generation is trained to continue the family business and thereby they sustain in the particular business. So in that way also we can define a business as a family business. Now going further, we have role and importance of family business. What is the role and importance of family business in different kinds of businesses, in country's economy and society, you can say. Now families are vital and supportive environments for entrepreneurial behavior, and some of the biggest family owned firms what we know are Tata Group, Reliance Industries, Wipro. Then we have Walmart stores, Ford Motor Company, Samsung, Fiat Group and Havells. These are very well known names and they are big firms started as a family business. Okay, and it has been observed that family support and self-employed parents in a family will motivate the younger generation to become entrepreneurs. That is an important role of family business. And then when it comes to the economical scenario, about 1/3 of the Fortune 500 companies are family businesses, and then family businesses contribute to more than 50% of USA's GDP and 78% of employment generation. And in India, around 95% of the registered firms are family businesses. There you can understand what is the importance of family business. 95% means almost all the businesses which are registered are family businesses. And then in India, family owned businesses have played and will continue to play a central role in the growth and development of the country, because as you can see this number is self-explanatory. Why family businesses play an very important role in growth and development of the country. And then Indian business firms such as Havells India, or you can say Birla Corporation, Tata Sons and Reliance Industries are acquiring different firms which are outside India. That means Indian family businesses are going global. Correct? Infosys also bags thousands of contracts from the outside world. So Indian businesses are expanding. In that way, the family businesses are also contributing well towards it. Then coming to the advantages of family businesses, there is a family business means it will be a source of great pride for the members of the family. They will be employees in the organization as well as they are members. There will be a greater coordination, and it is because of the pride of the family. And then there is a long-term orientation in business because they want to sustain and survive in the business. So they think about the long-term goals and thereby they set their vision and mission. So the next one is a family firm functions in a less bureaucratic manner. That means family members will be there in the organization, and there will be a cordial relation between employees and the owners of the particular business. That's why we can say there is a less bureaucratic manner of management, and thereby you can expect more productivity. A family firm shows greater willingness to weather bad times by flowing back profits. Something bad happens in the organization or in the outside world, and because of that business crisis occurs, means the family will be having a greater willingness to sacrifice its profits, and thereby it wants to survive with its business, or it wants to sustain with its business, and thereby what you can expect, continuity of the family business. Correct? So that is the great thing about the family businesses. And then we have family businesses are structured to impart training to the members of the family from a young age. So the younger generation is trained from the very small age. That is, the different generations of the family is going to look after the businesses, and they will be trained eventually. When it comes to non-family businesses, when the particular person is trained only when he is hired for the business. So that's all about the advantages of family businesses and role and importance of family businesses in India. Now going further, we have contributions of family businesses in India. So how different family businesses have contributed for the development of India, that we are going to understand here. And as we know, India has a rich and glorious history of family owned businesses, and some of the influential families like Tatas, Birlas and Godrej have run their businesses over 100 years, and they have influenced the economic and political situations of this country. Okay, and if we list out the significant contributions of the family businesses, we come across three different or major areas, we can say. The first one is they have contributed towards the Indian freedom movement, because in early years firms were created to pursue goals such as import substitution and economic freedom from colonists like Dutch, British and French are the colonists who have colonized India, and Indian GDP or the economic growth was controlled by their companies. So in the early years, that is before independence and all, the businesses were pursued because they wanted to have the satisfaction from import substitution and economic freedom for Indians. Okay, and then their second contribution was to keep the spirit of enterprise alive. Even though there was a quasi socialism for 40 years, that is industrialists were not supported by the government, and there was a very high taxation. They have survived all those things, and then the industries were developed or built. That is the very great contribution from the industrialists, we can say, or the family businesses, because most of the family businesses or the most of the industries are the family businesses in India. Okay. The third contribution of Indian family businesses has been their philanthropic efforts. What are the philanthropic efforts? They are the efforts made by family businesses for serving the community or for serving the society as a whole. So, in different areas like education, environment, health, culture, and heritage conservation, philanthropic efforts can be seen. And in the next slide, we can see the different philanthropists of India. Azim Premji and family has donated around 7,904 crores of rupees for education sector, and then Shiv Nadar and family has donated around 795 crores for education sector again, and Mukesh Ambani and family has donated 458 crores for the disaster relief funds, and then 276 crores by Kumar Mangalam and family, by Aditya Birla Group, and then Anil Agarwal and family has they have donated 215 crores for health care. Okay. In this way, different philanthropists are there in family businesses who are contributing highly towards the education, health care, disaster relief, upliftment of poor. In that way, the contribution of family businesses is very vital in India, or required one in India, and they are serving their best. Going further, we have stages of development of a family business, where we can identify 4 stages of development. The first one is entrepreneurial, second one is functionally specified stage, then we have process driven, then market driven. In the entrepreneurial stage or the entrepreneurial phase of family businesses, someone in the family comes up with a business idea, provided with a business opportunity, or he generates himself with the particular idea and he sets up the business. Here the business is customer centric and the entrepreneurial vision and mission are developed, or the vision and mission are set for the organization. In the next stage, the family business is functionally specified. This is the growth phase of the family business. Here the concentration is more on the growth of the family business, and organization is divided into various functions, and concentration, as I have told, more on the growth. That means increasing the scale of operation, passing through different barriers or the boundaries of operation of the particular business. And here the organization becomes more flexible, and the use of control measures is limited, because you want to expand the business means there will be somewhat less control over the business, then only we can expand. That is what the meaning. Then we have the third stage, which is process driven. In this process driven phase, a family business is system oriented and processes are set. Once the processes are set, the family business will be running smoothly, and the greatest attention is given for core competencies and to compete with the other businesses in the same field. Okay. In that way, process driven stage works. Then we have market driven. During this phase, the family business matures and is completely driven by the market forces. And here the business enters various markets and crosses geographical boundaries by strategic alliances. So once the family business is running well, it will cross the geographical boundaries, and with the local businessmen, if you keep good relation, your market will be there in the particular region. So you will be having your particular family business in every corner of the country or every corner of the globe. That is possible in the fourth stage, because it is a market driven. If your product is good or the quality of the product is very high, then eventually it will be crossing the geographical boundaries and it can be found in every other market. So that's all about the different stages of development of a family business. The next concept we have is characteristics of family owned businesses in India. Here we are going to understand what are the different characteristics of the families which involve in the family business. Okay. So the very first characteristic what we have is importance of family relationship. So paramount importance is given for family relationship in family businesses, because depending on the relationship of a particular person in the family decides whether he is going to become a board member or whether he is going to become a CEO of the company or he is going to have a good position in the company or the organization. So that is very important. Then composition of board of directors. So in this characteristic what we can observe is there will be a family member, he might not be contributing for the organization either directly or indirectly, but still he will be on the board of directors just because he is the family member and the business is family owned. So that is the second characteristic. Then we have loyalty. Members of the extended family and relatives are very strong sense of loyalty towards the family. It is because their family business survives based on the loyalty only. Correct? Loyalty is a very important thing. So it binds together. The family members are binded together by the loyalty and thereby their business sustains in the market. Then we have dedication of family members. So family members in a family business show a greater dedication because their sole goal is to survive in the business and continue their family business. Then the fifth characteristic what we have is family businesses are male dominated, because most of the family business what we have seen is sons and male members are more likely to hold the key positions and succeed as the CEO of the company. When it comes to role of woman, it is often as a facilitator and a mother figure to family members and employees. So this can be easily observed in any business. You consider Aditya Birla Group or Tata Sons or Reliance Industries, the male members of the family are holding the key of the business or they are the CEOs of their respective businesses. Then dominance of certain trading communities. This characteristic can also be observed. Most of the Indian businesses are dominated by Gujarati people, correct? So some of the communities are holding the key of successful entrepreneurship in the family businesses, and what you can see is they are synonymous. That is, the major population of India knows about Tatas, knows about Reliance Industries, knows about Godrej, knows about Birlas, correct? So they are family businesses and they are belonging to a particular community, and thereby dominance of certain trading communities can be seen in Indian family businesses. Okay, that's all about the characteristics of family businesses. The next and last concept what we have in family businesses is various types of family businesses. There are three types of family businesses what we can note. First one is family owned business, second one is a family owned and managed business, and the third one is a family owned and led business. So we'll try to understand the difference between these three types of family businesses. First one is, it is a for profit enterprise owned by members of a single extended family. When it comes to second one, a family owned and managed business, it is a for profit enterprise owned by members of a single extended family, but the business also has the active participation of at least one family member in the top management of the company. That is the difference. Here it might be owned by a single extended family but managed by someone else or set of different managers who do not belong to the family. That is the possibility in the family owned businesses. Whereas in family owned and managed business, owned by the single family or extended family, and there will be at least one member in the top level management, and thereby what family gets is, this enables the family members to set policies and objectives and implement them. That is what they are going to achieve with this kind of business setup. Then family owned and led business. Here it is also a for profit enterprise owned by members of a single extended family, and the business also has the active participation of at least one family member in the top level management as well as on the board of directors. In earlier family owned and managed businesses, at least one member in the top management of the company. Here one member should be there in the top level management as well as one on the board of directors. So they are going to get what here? This enables family members to set the company's direction, culture and strategies. So completely they can control the family business by this particular way of having the family business. That is, one member will be there on the, at least one member will be there on the top level management, another member might be in the board of directors, and they can completely control the company. Okay. So these are the concepts related to family businesses in India. Okay. That's all for today. In the next session, we are going to understand about idea generation and business opportunities. Thank you.